And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cameron Woolley Show with me. It's Ming Chen.
What's up, everybody?
And I am Cameron Woolley. So today it was, tell you, this week was supposed to be honestly the happiest show ever. Today was supposed to be the happiest show ever. It was going to go in, Giants clinch a playoff spot. And
yes.
We got to address DeMar Hamlin.
I mean, first and foremost,
we have to. Prayers up to him.
Yes.
And his family.
Yes. Were you watching live?
I honestly forgot about that. It was Monday night. I forgot that there was a game on, which was shocking because I was really looking forward to this game. You know, Buffalo, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Two titans of the
powerhouses
AFC.
For sure.
And then I was just on a call with a few of my friends from college. We were just sitting down, having a good old conversation. I checked Twitter. And I hear oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The
yeah,
CPR.
I was like, whoa. Wait, what's going on?
I had to turn it on.
Yes.
To see what was happening. And I've never witnessed anything like it. It was
me either.
Genuinely terrifying.
Me either. And been watching sports for 40 some odd years. Seeing guys get beamed in baseball. A couple guys get knocked out in hockey, but never
a couple of nasty shots.
Yeah, but never. Basically, a cardiac arrest. Basically, he was dead. Basically,
yeah,
legally.
He was legally dead on the field for a decent amount of time, where oxygen wasn't going to the brain.
Yeah. And crazy.
They had to perform CPR. And then the ambulance had to come out on the field. When was the last time you'd seen that? Ambulance, the ambulance that they have in the tunnel, needing to come out onto the field.
Maybe in clips afterwards. It never live though, so it's absolutely crazy. And
honestly, and I just want to give props to the crew who was working that game and the
medical staff, the first responders.
Of course, obviously them, but the commentators like Joe Buck and Detroit Aikman didn't do a lot during the Hamlin, when everything was getting sorted out, but Joe Buck, who I don't give that much credit to, he did a great job keeping things covered, and he was barely holding himself together. You could hear in his voice, he was barely holding himself together.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
Props
for sure.
to Adam Schefter and the who's Lisa something. I can't believe I don't know her last name, but the ESPN desk did a great job. Because this can be a very hard thing to cover, and it was.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, the game absolutely didn't matter. I mean, it's say what you will, but
I've never seen football become so irrelevant.
Yeah.
In that small of a span of time.
Yeah.
Considering how highly we prioritize football. Among other sports, we really place football on a super high pedestal.
Oh, yeah.
We put football up there.
It's at the top, yes. Yes. I mean, fights have broken out over football, arguments, triumphs, celebrations, but at that point, it didn't matter. And
such a high octane sporting event lose so much meaning.
Yeah.
In that short of a span of time.
Yeah. And so they did the right thing and they postponed the game indefinitely. Will it be resumed, in your opinion? It's unprecedented.
Not until, at the very least, we know what's going to happen with DeMar Hamlin.
Good point.
That is what, if I was Roger Goodell, who, by the way, the league, the game being postponed wasn't due to the league stepping in. It was Sean McDermott and Zach Taylor sort of shaking on it.
Yeah, listen, we can't. Yeah, in no way can we go on.
We can't keep playing this game. In the NFL, initially it was 5 minutes to go in the locker room, get reset, after a traumatic event.
Right.
For a
No,
lot of
absolutely not, man. Like, how especially, yeah, they were how many minutes into the first quarter? How do you expect them to go out, play another 3.5
and the
quarters?
fans were great about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing so many firsthand accounts of like fans like embracing each other and
Yeah.
praying together, like whole sections of people
Yep.
praying.
Comforting each other. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And Damar Hamlin's charity, like of a $2,500 goal, I think over $5 million have been raised.
Yeah. Big ups to Tom Brady, who threw in a big chunk of that. So, love him or hate him, or make fun of him.
I mean,
that was a great move. It's a great move.
I never said Tom Brady wasn't classy.
Yeah.
I just said I was sick of seeing him.
Seeing him win.
I was just sick of seeing him.
Well, there he goes. He wins it. He wins again by making this great donation, and yeah,
that's a good win for Brady. That's a win that anybody can get behind.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll be okay. Hopefully there are no long-term effects. Hopefully we see him on the field again. I mean, it's a freak accident. It's nothing.
Also, like, I wouldn't blame him if he just stepped away.
No, I wouldn't either. But
I'm sure his family wants him to step away.
Right.
Like, I'm sure, like, if he wakes back up and if he makes it out, which God willing he will.
Yeah.
And he was taken to a level 1 trauma care.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, the University of Cincinnati. Yeah,
like
I mean,
UC Medical or something.
Yeah.
So he's in good hands. As of right now, I mean, I'm shocked that there haven't been that many updates coming out about this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking if they don't need to release it, they won't. I think his family released a statement. He was on a ventilator, critical condition, breathing at 50%, something like that. So, but still, there, I think it's just too early to tell anything really. It's been it hasn't even been 48 hours yet. So, but yeah, hopefully makes a full recovery. And yeah, to anybody who I saw a couple of tweets like, oh, come on, why don't they keep playing? Like, get out of here.
Like, I saw this guy, an ESPN radio host who is probably out of a job at this point, said, like, play on. I got a parlay riding.
Yeah. He made light of the situation. Like,
too soon.
Way too soon. It was literally
way too
it hadn't even been like an hour yet. I was like, come on, you're not being funny. Like, come on, you can't. Yeah, sometimes you should reread that tweet before you post it.
Yeah, dude. It's something that I've learned. I learned the hard way. I got dragged through the mud by Yankees Twitter.
Yeah.
That's why I scrubbed my Twitter account before I went to college.
Right.
And didn't really. I kind of changed the way I conduct myself on Twitter, but
you're a little less volatile than you have been in the past.
I'm not as gung ho. Like, I'm not live tweeting games like up to the second.
Right. Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Like, but anyways, that just and like the thing Skip Bayless tweeted, I'm like, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Why does he still have a job?
I don't know.
Like, he's not even that good as an analyst.
Yeah.
He's not even an analyst. He's me. He's me. But I'm better than Skip Bayless.
I can say that with 100% certainty, yes.
Like, I am better
and he's good, and he's got a job. He's quote unquote a professional. I don't know. After this week, I don't know.
People like Skip Bayless give me hope that I can make it in that end.
Well, there you go. If there's one positive to come out of Skip Bayless, there you go.
It gives me hope.
Yeah.
Because if he can get a job, then anybody can.
Yeah. I mean, do they need to finish this game?
Honestly, I say just shake on it and call it a draw.
A draw, yeah. Just give them the ties. Both sides I technically forfeit. I don't, whatever you want to call it. That sounds so
just
negative.
Call it a tie.
Call it a tie.
Shake on it.
Yes.
Shake on it.
I agree. There's really no. There's really no reason for them to continue this game.
Because Buffalo already has the division.
They do.
I guess the 1 seed, like, it's like as much as I hate to say it, like I hate saying this, but like considering the ramifications of this, like I hate talking about the ramifications of if this game were to not be played out.
Yeah.
It's like Cincinnati. Oh God, like Cincinnati next week. Wait, could they have had a shot to clinch the division if they won?
Well, let's check this.
I'm gonna say, well, look at the standings, like the division.
There you go.
Oh, if they won, if they hypothetically still, like, if this game is still played, if they
Right, they would have been 12-4 had they won.
They would have clinched the division.
Yes,
because they play Baltimore next week, and although that doesn't really matter that much anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I think if Cincinnati is awarded a tie, they clinch. Because even if they lost, they'd have less losses, or I don't know how that tiebreaker would work.
Yeah, I mean, something to figure out after week 18, I suppose, but
it could. It's like, and if Buffalo won this game, they would have kept pace with Kansas City.
Yes, and I don't know what the tiebreaker was in that, but yeah.
I hate talking about the possibility of still playing.
Yeah, but they're I mean they're both in the hunt for sure. And then I mean, possibility home field advantage should play. Yeah, that could have been up for in play, I guess. But
yeah.
But really, I mean, none of that.
How much does that matter now?
It doesn't until we see DeMar Hamlin hopefully make a full recovery, in my opinion. But they'll figure it out.
I think if he's like up, recovering, and like breathing on his own,
yeah,
then you can resume it.
Yeah, I mean,
but if he's still like in this,
this current state,
if he's still in a coma,
in a week, in 2 weeks, yeah,
like if he's still in this coma,
yeah,
then don't play the game.
I think ultimately, if he becomes aware enough to be like, dude, I'm okay, I think I'm gonna be good. Play. If if he's able to physically tell them,
oh my God, it'd be like that really old movie with the Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, win one for the Gipper.
Yeah, win one for the Gipper.
Yeah,
and just God, that would be. Oh God, I'd have to root for Buffalo in the playoffs at that point.
Yeah. Then
like I would hate to be a team that plays the Bills in the playoffs, because of course
after all that, of course
you're gonna root for your team, but you really don't want to beat the Bills.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I mean, yeah. I mean the Bills have something to rally around as well. So.
Oh yeah.
They'll say what you will how that affects someone's play, but that
it's like the Giants
playing with emotion. It's don't discount
make
that.
it to the Super Bowl and play the Bills. God, that would be. Oh God, that would suck. Like I don't want to talk about like
you think you think
but
Buffalo. I'm pretty sure Buffalo wants revenge for wide right.
Oh please, that was 30 years ago.
Sure. But
30. They lost 3 more Super Bowls after that. They
did
3 more opportunities to make up for it.
They did, and you can't put all the blame on Scott Norwood either. But the Bills could have gotten closer. They could have scored a touchdown. There's a lot of things. Anyways,
Belichick game planned that perfectly.
Yeah,
the whole point was they played like cover 3. They played like deep quarter the whole time.
Yeah.
And they literally let Thurman Thomas run the ball.
Yeah. As it worked.
Yeah.
Worked.
I suppose it did.
Yeah, I would give Thurman Thomas the ball as much as I could in that situation. Yeah, but I'm not a coach, so or a coordinator.
Neither of us are Bill Belichick. Belichick was the defensive coordinator at the time.
Yeah.
Again, like my dad will always be like, "Man, if Parcells just retired 3 months earlier, Belichick would have been our coach if that
Yeah.
was the case."
Yeah.
Belichick would have been the Giants, like because we know if Belichick wasn't the Patriots coach, he'd be the Giants coach. Like if he was ever, well, not anymore, because
Right.
no, Dable's got that spot on lock.
He does. Congratulations to Brian Dable. We got to talk about that. We're at first year. Giants head coach leads them to the playoffs. So
they make the playoffs. First time the Giants have been in the playoffs in the history of this show.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty happy about that game.
I was going in last week. I was saying like, "Hey, I'm wary of this."
Sure.
Like,
as you should have been.
I'm very much weary of this game. I'm like, okay, this is the sort of game that the Giants make really close or even end up losing. But honestly, by halftime, this thing was honestly when Landon Collins got that pick six.
Yes.
The biggest dopamine shot I've gotten for a football play
ever.
Not ever since. Because remember, I saw the Giants win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
But like since the Odell Beckham slant touchdown against Dallas.
Wow.
2016,
wow.
2016. I have not received that much dopamine from
watching a football game.
From watching a football play.
Okay.
Also, the fact that it was Landon Collins. Oh, dude, I love that it was Collins. Like it was him.
Yeah.
Of all people.
Right.
It was Collins. He was forced out by Gettleman. Oh.
Sorry, there was a rip in time. There's a rip in the dimensional fabric back there.
Yeah, and the dimensional fabric.
So it all worked out.
And Collins, who was forced out by Gettleman, loved being a Giant. Joe Shane gave him a call when a few guys went down. And then Collins, came up through the practice squad, grinded, got elevated, became a pretty solid part of this defense. Like it's a sub package linebacker, safety who can drop back into coverage and cover more competently than most linebackers on this team.
Yeah.
And then on that play, he perfectly jumped an out route and he got a pick six. And I was at my
52 yards, ladies and gentlemen.
I was in the living room of my grandparents' house. I was watching,
screaming your head off.
I was watching with my dad and my grandfather, and my dad was coming back inside. He went out for a smoke or something.
Yeah.
And then he came back inside. The moment he came back in, Collins picked off that pass. I literally jumped up. I was like I was a kid. Like I was a kid watching games in that same exact room.
Yes.
In 2011, watching the Giants beat the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football to clinch a spot, to clinch the division, and I was jumping up and down, I was screaming, and that was about 5 years worth of. It was 5
celebration,
years.
But frustration lifted off of your shoulders.
5 years, just poof, right there. That was when I knew I'm like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yes.
And then the Giants, they get the field goal, 24-3 at halftime. We're chilling, and then Slayton fumbles the ball. First play of the second half, we're thinking, oh my God, here we go. And then 3 and out, Thibodeau almost gets a pick six.
Yeah.
On that third down, and then they miss the field goal. So I'm like, okay, this literally no ramifications, no consequences from what could have been a backbreaking fumble, and then they go on a real nice drive. Daniel Jones runs it in for a touchdown. That was when we knew.
Yeah.
All right, we knew.
All right.
I'm like, all right,
up 28.
GG's. And then in the fourth quarter, Daniel Jones runs for another touchdown. GG's. Daniel Jones, I don't know what you can say about that performance.
One of his...
Literally the biggest game of his career. He has the game of his life.
Yeah.
I think it's the highest QBR for any quarterback in a single game this year.
Wow, really?
The highest
Of anybody?
QBR, yes, of
Whoa,
anybody. So let's talk about Mahomes. Let's talk about Allen.
Right. Wow.
Let's talking about Brady and talk about Rodgers and all the good quarterbacks. Daniel Jones had a better performance by QBR. And again, I'm not too crazy about QBR as a stat because it hated Eli Manning. And I will hate any stat that hates Eli Manning.
Sure.
So
or anybody, but yes. Yeah. Wow. Well, hopefully he keeps it going. But I love that he stepped up when he needed to.
That was just overall just a flawless game from him. There were a couple of throws on that first drive. It was like, but then after that, he had an amazing game. He made some great throws. He made some nice plays. He moved the ball with his legs, the read option, the QB design runs. And mind you, the Colts' defense is not a slouch. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah, I mean...
But their defense, no slouch. The offensive line played great.
Yeah.
Cannot think of a time in the last few years where I've said the Giants' offensive line played a fantastic game.
I don't remember you ever saying that. So
Jones was maybe...
It's made all the difference, in my opinion, but...
Jones was sacked no times. Jones was only pressured, I believe, 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, reading stats on Twitter, I'm like, Jones was only pressured 3 times, which is a fantastic... On a defensive line that had DeForest Buckner and Kwity Paye on it, solid players. And the Giants' offensive line, they kept the pocket clean for Daniel Jones, and like everybody has said, you keep the pocket clean for Daniel Jones, you keep the pocket clean for any quarterback. They're going to play well, but especially Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And mind you, Jones is making all this happen with Isaiah Hodgins, Richie James, Darius Slayton, Daniel Bellinger, just like total, like, no disrespect.
No, but they're not.
Like, no disrespect to them, but they're not. Like, Richie James is a solid receiver off the bench. All the wideouts I mentioned, they're wide receiver 3. Although Hodgins has really played himself up.
Yeah, he's picked it up for sure.
To, like, possible wide receiver 2 status.
Right.
But an elite wide receiver 2 is not Isaiah Hodgins.
Right.
On a really good team, Isaiah Hodgins is the 3.
Yeah, but it's not like he's throwing to Jerry Rice out there. Like, they don't...
Like, I saw this Cowboys fan tweet about how, Dak has the same amount of weapons as Daniel Jones. And they posted Noah Brown and Michael Gallup's stat line. So they've been having, like, so-so years.
Yeah.
Then you conveniently forget, dude, Dak Prescott has CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Who does Daniel Jones have?
Nobody.
Like, his most reliable pass-catching option is Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah, which, like you said, WR2 at best on a good day.
Yeah. On a good team, he's a WR3.
Yeah.
Richie James is coming off the bench on a good team. Darius Slayton, WR3, or coming off the bench on a good team. So all of these receivers on a good team at their ceiling are number 3s.
Right.
On good teams. Like, when the Giants build out their receivers, I'm assuming it's going to be Hodgins who stays.
Yeah.
Hodgins is going to be a 3.
Yeah.
Hodgins is going to be the 3.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's a good thing. Yeah. I really like Hodgins. The last few games, I mean, as a red zone threat, my God, he has size. He knows how to hang on to the football, which...
Thank God.
Dear God, when was the last time a Giants wide receiver has been able to catch the ball? God forbid a wide receiver actually knows how to receive the ball.
It's been a rarity in the history of this show, yes. Many a time we've seen drop passes, catchable passes not get caught. Catchable game winning or game tying. Yeah, listen. Go back and listen to the library. Well, what's that?
Evan Engram, Darius Slayton.
Evan Engram. Oh,
now Evan Engram on Jacksonville knows how to catch. So
of course, yeah. Well, of course, yes.
Well, I'm not crying because Daniel Bellinger has been really good. He has, like, in the last few weeks, I think he has one of the higher catch rates among tight ends, like 91%. Wait, my buddy,
Do you have a stat?
one of my buddies from school sent me a DM.
Okay.
There are 44 tight ends in the NFL with 29 or more targets. Daniel Bellinger ranks number 1 in catch percentage, 91%.
Well,
Among tight ends with 29 or more targets,
yeah.
Daniel Bellinger has the highest catch rate. So that's honestly what we needed out of tight end.
Yes.
When we got rid of Ingram, we're like, dear God, just get a tight end who can catch the ball. Daniel Bellinger knows how to catch the ball.
Yes.
Third down, he had a really nice contested grab. Now, I will say Jones put the ball in the right area, but Bellinger boxed out the linebacker. It was either the linebacker or the safety, because it was like around 10 yards. Like it was a 3rd and 6. He was past the first down marker. He boxed out the defensive back and made a nice contested grab that we haven't seen Giant receivers make.
Yeah.
That often in the last few years. So
you're happy with Daniel Jones?
I am happy with Daniel Jones.
Okay, because
I have never been this universally supportive of Daniel Jones on this show.
Okay.
The last 2 weeks have shown me that he can play. Like, one, he has the physical attributes to do it. He can make any throw in the book.
Yes. The talent's there.
He has good pocket presence.
Yes.
He can take care of the football, but he has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league at taking care of the ball, by the way.
Yeah.
He can perform in big games.
Yes.
The last 2 weeks, those are big games. And he showed up in Minnesota and against Indianapolis.
Yes.
And I believe this is a really important thing. He knows how to handle New York.
That's something you can't teach.
You cannot teach how well Daniel Jones has handled New York. Like, because we've seen quarterbacks come in and fold. Talk to the Jets.
Yes,
like
talk to the Jets.
Every young
all of them.
Every quarterback who has been drafted by the Jets has not known how to handle the pressure of New York. Darnold didn't know how to handle it.
No.
Zach Wilson
nope.
Didn't know how to handle it. Although Wilson was, he always struck me as a silver spoon kind of guy.
you could say that.
I was born in a rich family in Utah. You can tell just by looking at him, the guy never had to work for anything.
Yeah, he never really struggled all that much. So, I mean, until right now, these last couple of years.
This is the first time he's faced any adversity in his life.
Yeah.
BYU, he had a pretty solid team around him. And with Jones, remember, in college, he had not a lot to work with.
Yeah.
He dragged Duke to being ranked and winning a bowl game.
Yeah.
For them and playing pretty well in that bowl game.
Yeah.
So Daniel Jones has known how to elevate the players around him. Jones, straight up, I don't know how else to say it. He has elevated the receivers. He has elevated Isaiah Hodgins. He has elevated Richie James. He has elevated Daniel Bellinger.
Yeah.
And in turn, like with the threat of his legs, he's elevated guys like Saquon Barkley and Matt Breida.
Yep.
Just the threat of the read option, and I was sitting down like on the couch talking to my dad, and my dad randomly like throws out just massive nuggets of sports wisdom that make like my dad is very hit or miss when it comes.
Shout
to
out to Joe
knowledge.
Woolley. Shout out
to Joey Woolley. Like we were sitting down, we were watching Jones run hog wild on the Colts. Like he was just running every single time. Like the camera guy was fooled. Like when the camera guy gets fooled on
you're doing a good job. You fool the camera guy, you're fooling the other team as well.
Like we were sitting there, and he asked me, he was like, and this is a legit question: is there anybody in the NFL who runs the read option better than the Giants? It's like as a play, functionally, is there a team that runs the read option better than the Giants? Like, sure, like, think Baltimore.
Sure.
Because they have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
The Eagles, maybe because they have the best team on the planet. And then us.
I just thought, if you take out Daniel Jones' passing stats, so 11 rushes, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns.
700 yards rushing on the year.
Yeah. I mean,
700
those
yards.
are running back stats. Those are decent running back stats, right? Those are damn good running back stats right there.
Dude, Daniel Jones is like.
Yeah.
Imagine once Daniel Jones gets receivers. Oh my God, dude, this offense is gonna go flying once Jones gets receivers, like good receivers.
Yeah.
Like legit receivers. I'm seeing stuff about DeAndre Hopkins possibly being traded in the offseason. And I'm like, maybe pony up the assets.
Sure.
See how close you are. But honestly, I'll take the time. Build through the draft. Joe Shane knows what he's doing. I have faith. Like, I have not felt this good about the Giants since the Super Bowl win.
Wow.
I have not felt this good about the general state of the organization.
Okay.
Because 2016, we made the playoffs. Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese were the guys running things.
Yeah.
Like, even though, like, even when I was happy about the team at the time because they went 11-5 and really played well, Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese didn't really inspire that much confidence.
I got two words.
Ben McAdoo was a horrible offensive play caller, and Jerry Reese, I had my problems with Jerry Reese before, like, even before it all came crashing down the next year.
Yeah, I got two words for you, my friend. Yacht party.
Oh, goddamn yacht party.
Yacht party.
The boat
Which
party.
I can't remember who it was that tweeted out, but he's like, "Hey, guys, yeah,
Roger Lewis,
Yeah.
who was solid receiver.
yeah." It's like, "Hey,
Did
hey,
not
guys,
really have that many complaints about Roger Lewis.
Sure.
He was solid. He tweets like, dude, don't go on a boat party.
Yep, no yacht party, no yacht parties. Concentrate on the game.
Let's
Win
find
the
the
playoff.
curse of the boat party.
Yeah, win the games.
The curse of the boat party is
Like,
broken.
you know what? You win the Super Bowl. You can throw the Super Bowl trophy from boat
boat to boat,
between yachts if you want to.
like between yachts, like
Yeah.
like Tom Brady
After.
did, and
Yeah,
put a dent in the trophy.
yeah. I'm glad you're happy with Daniel Jones. However, his 5th year is coming up, and what are you gonna do?
Well, they didn't give him the 5th year. I extend him.
Yeah, what are they gonna
Not
do?
to not to a crazy large contract, but extend him like maybe 2 or 3 years.
Okay,
3
so
to
you're
4
that
years.
happy with him that you're like, all right,
So
let's keep
25,
going.
28 million a year, given the markup, that will put him in around the top 15 of quarterback salaries, and I'd say Daniel Jones is a top 15 quarterback.
Okay,
And when he gets receivers, he might elevate himself to fringe top 10. This team can win with Daniel Jones.
yes,
He's
they
not
have
crazy.
won with him.
He's not crazy elite. I'm going to go out there and say he's elite, but guys like Daniel Jones and the Giants, that's hard to come by.
yeah.
As odd as it sounds, it
we
is
see it
hard.
this year. Quarterbacks don't just grow on trees.
It is hard to come by a quarterback who can play competently and win you games and get you to the playoffs.
We've seen several teams with quarterback merry-go-rounds. Yes, and it's I'd hate to be those fans, 'cause it's
Especially that there's
frustrating.
no real option. Like if the Giants had the cap space to go out and sign Lamar Jackson this offseason, that'd be like, okay, maybe pivot to Lamar Jackson. But the Giants don't have the cap space.
Yeah,
They don't have I don't want them spending the draft capital to trade up to draft Bryce Young. Because again, you want to talk about quarterbacks that play with talent. Bryce Young has played at Alabama. He plays with a plethora of talented players. He plays on the closest thing to an NFL team that you can get in the NCAA.
yeah.
And Jones, he knows how to work with these guys, and I'm not gonna go crazy about like giving him the world like a super long-term deal.
Right.
But I'd say give him honestly whatever the market demands. Because Jones is gonna be a sought-after quarterback.
Oh,
in free
sure, yeah.
agency. There are gonna be a lot of teams that are gonna be seeking out Daniel Jones.
There are a lot of teams who need decent quarterbacks right now.
You think that team who shares the stadium with you isn't clamoring about having a guy like Daniel Jones?
I mean, geez, right now they can only dream about having him. So especially after this past week.
Oh God, yeah, the Jets.
Yeah, you almost feel bad for them, but I don't.
Like what? Imagine like what the Jets would do for a guy like Daniel Jones. Imagine what a team like the. So what's another team who's like actually no team is really in the situation of the Jets where they're a quarterback away from being super competitive.
Right. But plenty of teams who need decent quarterbacks for sure. But plenty of those. What's your take on this story that came out about Daboll intentionally during training camp throwing the plays to make Daniel Jones look bad to build his mental toughness? Did you read that story?
I never heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that came out this week where he was intentionally calling plays or switching things up to make Daniel Jones look intentionally bad during training camp to build to see how he would deal with it. And he said he passed with flying colors.
I mean, Brian Daboll knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Flat out, the guy knows what he's doing. This team is well coached, about as well as anybody in the NFL. They look like a cohesive team. Like, this is not just a group of guys. This is a team.
Let me see if I can find the story, but yeah, so this says a lot for people who are covering training camp, and they're like, "Oh man, Jones looks terrible. What the hell?" It's like, it was all done on purpose to build the mental toughness. So I think it worked.
Yeah,
I think it's worked. So, yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yes, I mean and with the way things are shaking out with the playoff picture, the Giants, as of right now, are slated to go to Minnesota for a rematch with the Vikings.
Yeah, which as we
honestly,
mentioned,
like, if that game is the Saturday night game,
yeah,
and we know Kirk Cousins, when the sun goes down, we know what happens to Kirk Cousins. Hell, at 1 o'clock, we beat ourselves against the Vikings.
So does he turn into...
That is a team that we can absolutely beat. I feel great about our chances against Minnesota.
They should have won last week.
They should have
absolutely should have won last week.
On Christmas Eve, they absolutely should have won.
Yes.
But that's neither here or there. The Giants have time to prepare for Minnesota. They're going to be getting a Dory Jackson and Xavier McKinney back for that playoff game if it eventually comes. So those receivers are not going to be nearly as threatening.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson isn't going to be going up against Fabian Moreau. Justin Jefferson's going to be going up against Adoree Jackson, which, granted, that's not the best matchup overall, but I got a voicemail from the Chinese mainland.
Oh, all right. My people. They maybe they have a job for you.
Represent.
You can broadcast Chinese basketball games, maybe.
I'm not getting tangled up with them. I'm going to be real with
you. You got to learn Chinese, but maybe they want you to do it in English.
Like John Cena.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the playoffs, though, we still have another week left.
Like, honestly, I would...
The Giants...
I'd like to...
There's a lot of controversy revolved around this week. The Giants can play spoiler. Or do they rest... Or do they rest everybody this week?
I say
I
think there are some guys who
the division lead is up for grabs this
week. There
are
people who should be on pitch counts.
Okay.
Absolutely, okay. You should be cautious with Saquon Barkley. As always, you want to keep his legs from being worn out. Daniel Jones obviously as well, although Daniel Jones is about as tough as anybody in the league.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a quarterback take the type of hits that Daniel Jones has taken and not get called for it. And get absolutely no calls. Like, it drives me nuts.
In a league where you can barely breathe on the quarterback
like,
right
you see
now.
that Jalen Smith play where he was coming in screaming.
Yeah, and then it's like, whoa.
Cousins,
I don't want to get a penalty. And then
like, he held up. Like, I was watching that play.
But the play was still going.
I watched that play.
Yeah.
And, of course, Nick Foles completely screwed it up and sailed it 5 yards over his receiver's head.
Yes.
But
of course.
I was watching that, and my first instinct wasn't, what the hell are you thinking? My first instinct was, you know what? It's a smart play. Because if he came down on him, he would have gotten nailed for it.
Probably,
And then on that, I think it was on that same drive or the drive after, It was the infamous Kayvon Thibodeau. Came in as a free rusher. Yeah, look out.
Yeah.
Coming in from behind. Bam.
Yes.
Just
took out Nick Foles.
Took out Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
And then he did the snow angels on the ground while he was writhing in pain. It's just like, dude.
So,
I'm seeing
not
people,
a good look.
Yeah,
not
it's
a
a
good
terrible
look.
It's an awful look.
Nick Foles is basically literally convulsing on the ground. He's okay. He's not gonna be playing this week, but he can eat solid food still.
Ribs.
Yeah, he cracked a rib. It's football.
It was
but
that was
not
the biggest hit I've seen a Giants player lay on a quarterback in a long time.
And to be fair,
and I'm gonna be real, I like big hits.
He was doing his
They're
job.
fun to watch.
It's football.
They're fun to watch.
It's
big
football.
Hits.
What's your job is to take out the cream, not take him out, but
that's not bounty.
Tackle him and
Saints.
and have him lose.
Clean hit.
It's clean.
He went from behind.
He did.
I'm shocked he didn't get called for that. Like, he laid down. His body weight went down on him.
Yes. And then the finisher, which was the six, count them, six snow angels.
I'm shocked none of his teammates went up to him and was like, dude,
come on.
Dude, that's giving you bad luck.
Yeah, dude. Dude's like literally writhing on the ground. That he claimed he didn't know he was hurt that bad, but come on. Yeah, all he had to do was look over. It was not a good look. I don't know. I don't know if there's been any repercussions, but
there have been no. I'm sure Dable gave him a talking to. It's like, hey man, dude, just. It's like, but the thing is, you're not really thinking. You're so like wired. Like, you have so much tunnel vision, especially when you're a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And you're coming in as a free rusher. Your main priority is to hit the quarterback,
which he did. Did his job
well. Like, football players don't really have the presence of mind to. And this isn't a knock on the intelligence of football players.
No, it's just that's what they're programmed to do.
Kayvon Thibodeau seems like a really smart guy. Seems like he knows what he's doing. I knew this because I don't believe I saw a report of him taking his signing bonus in Bitcoin.
That's good. That's very good. Smart.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
Smart. Not the whole thing with FTX, but no, Kayvon Thibodeau seems like a smart guy. I'm not going to fault him.
Right.
Dude, Eli Manning would go crazy during games. Like, you have such a... Like, to be a football player and to do those things, like get hit every single play, you got to have... Like, on the field, you got to be crazy. Like, you have to have the mindset of, I don't care about anything except what's going on with this play.
Yes.
And I'm not going to blame Thibodeau for it. And of course, like, is... Like, there are people who honestly didn't like Kayvon Thibodeau beforehand, who are looking for an excuse to call him, like, classless.
Right.
The people who call him a thug, I'm not even going to entertain that. I know there's a different motivation behind that.
No, he did his job. Stan Angel's, probably a bad decision.
And we've seen the sleeping.
That was not good either. But listen,
He was talking with a teammate.
Right. Yeah.
Again, we know how everything gets taken out of context nowadays.
Sure.
Everything gets taken out of context, and again, this isn't some rant on cancel culture and how the liberal media is doing everything to cancel everyone. It's just looking at the context of the situation.
Yeah, but listen, it's pro sports. Is this as bad as what his face pulling a sharpie out of his sock and saying the football after a touchdown, or pulling a cell phone out of the padding of the goalpost, or
the early 2000s receivers. That was like peak celebrations.
Yes,
that was the best group of receivers.
Yeah, ever. And listen, as a fan, I'll laugh.
Fan of the other.
I'll
team.
Laugh. Yeah.
Fan of the other team. You're like, oh God, here comes T.O.
Yeah.
My dad went to. Like, my dad used to, like I said, I think last week he used to go to all the Giants-Eagles games at the vet. He went to the first game where T.O. was on the Eagles, and he caught a touchdown. He did that bird flapping celebration. Like kind of like Evgeny Kuznetsov, like what he does with the Capitals.
Yeah.
And my dad was just sitting there, was like, oh, God, this is going to suck. That was the year the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb, when he threw up in the huddle. And and Andy Reid had like the worst clock management ever,
Wow.
which is a
shocking.
Common
I am
Andy
shocked.
Reid, common Andy Reid clock mismanagement.
I'm shocked. Yeah. But yes, back to this week though. The Giants. Will they play spoiler? You say give those guys a rest. So
I'm not saying him. No. I want them if the circumstance like. I say.
I mean, what
for like the first quarter, like when
okay,
like early in the game, like when it's still a game, pin the ears back. Send the guns. Send the big guns after Jalen Hurts.
okay,
Go after him.
You
Really go after him because he's rusty. He's
right.
gonna be coming back. The Eagles need to. This game means way more to the Eagles than it means to us.
Oh,
and if
by
you
far,
remember,
they're playing for home field, my friends.
A couple years ago,
Oh yeah,
against Sunday Night Football against the Washington team of football.
yes,
The Philadelphia Eagles played the Washington football team, and that was when like if the football team lost, we were in.
yes.
At
that horrible record, that horrible.
At 6-10, we would have
Hooray,
made the playoffs.
Right, NFC East, but yes, that year.
The Eagles, in the second half, they threw that game.
Yeah,
They threw that game, and I'm not trying to say we deserve to make the playoffs.
No, but
we
still,
did not deserve to make it.
No, but still, they did put their foot off the pedal, and
they absolutely threw that game.
And they threw the game.
So all I'm saying is, don't expect anything from us.
Okay.
Do not expect anything from us. When we needed help from you,
yeah, you didn't. You
didn't help us.
Yep.
You didn't shake on it.
Yeah.
We didn't shake on anything.
Yeah.
We're not gonna shake on anything with you now. We're gonna send the guns.
Yep.
We're gonna play this game. We're gonna play them hard. And granted, there is a really high chance we are down by 20 points in the second quarter, and then you can rest guys.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor in there.
Yeah. Good job, guys. All right, go have fun.
Leave the stadium early. Go to Pat's cheesesteaks.
Yeah, Chicky and Pete's, or go get some crab fries, whatever. Like.
Go to Chicky and Pete's.
Yeah.
Go see the Rocky statue.
Sure. Go
to the steps of the art museum, but never actually step into the museum.
Right. Yeah. Just do the pose and then put it on Instagram and then leave. Yeah. Go hang out on South Street. Whatever you gotta do.
I remember like when I first went to Philly, it was like that was when I first got into the Rocky movies. Like I was 6 years old, and this was like my favorite movie kick. That was my dad's favorite movie kick because every day my dad was like, "Oh, which Rocky movie do you want to watch?" It was like, "Oh, you want to watch Rocky 3? Oh, Rocky 3, yeah.
All right.
Rocky 2. Fast forward to
Apollo Creed. Okay, Clubber Lang. Okay, cool.
Okay, Rocky 2. Fast forward to when Adrian wakes up.
Right.
Rocky 1. All right, nice. Yeah. Rocky 4. Perfect.
All right, it's an Ivan Drago kind of day. Okay, let's go. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope they keep things interesting. So,
all I'm saying, we're not helping Dallas. We're not doing this to help Dallas. I DM my friend Salt, who's been on here, outspoken Cowboys fan. He is the absolute worst to be around when he's talking about football because all he talks about is the Cowboys. But I love the guy.
Right.
I DM him like, hey, want to shake on this?
Let's
I'm making an alliance. I'm making an alliance.
At least for 1 week. A 1 week alliance.
I am making an alliance with the Cowboys temporarily.
Okay. Sounds awful, but
I have made alliances before. No, it's typically when we play the Eagles.
Okay. Oh, sure. Okay, then
the Giants, right. Eagles, Cowboys hate triangle is something to behold.
Yeah.
Because like whenever the two teams play each other, we always root for whoever. Like when the
fair
like
enough.
when the Giants play the Eagles and Cowboys fans, at least most of the time they root for the Giants. Whenever the Eagles play the Cowboys, most of the time I root for the Cowboys.
Right.
Because we just hate the Eagles. And then when the Giants and Cowboys play each other, the Eagles, they typically root against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, I want to see them make this interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see them screw over the Eagles. Because Dallas, now granted, Dallas still needs to do their job. Dallas is playing the Washington football team, which
but
Dallas should win that game.
They really should.
Yeah, Dallas absolutely. I think Dallas wins that game.
Okay.
Same time slot too. Oh boy, that's gonna be. Oh man, that's gonna be a game.
Yeah. Well, good thing you have two digital devices. You can watch them both at the same time.
I'm only going to be focusing on the Giants-Eagles game.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, whatever, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, I want to, it's more screwing over the Eagles.
Right.
Just the potential. Giants haven't won at the Link since 2013.
Wow, it's 10 years?
Yeah, it's
been 10 years?
It's really been a decade.
Holy cow.
It has really been a decade since the Giants won at the Link. So, I'd love to go in there, beat Philly. You know how much of a confidence booster Week 17 against New England was in 2007?
If the Giants are up at halftime, they put everybody else back in when they come back?
Yes!
Okay.
Go out there.
Okay.
See how you fare against the big gun of the league.
Okay.
Who has a lot to play for. Who's playing for the number 1 seed. Go out there. See how you do against a team that has a lot to play for. Go out there. See how you do.
It's a good point. Beating them would be a pretty huge confidence boost as well.
Going into the playoffs? That would make me feel things.
Yeah.
That would make me feel like this team has something. And you know what something I'm talking about. And you know the something I'm referring to. Like, going in, it's like, man, there's something about these guys.
Yeah.
That sort of edge. When the Giants beat the Eagles, I will be thinking, man, this team's got, I don't know. They could do it.
Yeah.
That would make me, the Giants beating the Eagles would make me think that this Giants team has something to them.
Yeah.
That makes me think, like, hold on, this could be the start of something.
Yeah.
And we know with the Giants, if any team told us that all you need to do is make it to the dance, it should be the Giants.
Yeah,
you can go on the road against the Titans of the league and beat them. Now, granted, do I think this team is talented enough? No. Do I think this team is going to beat the Eagles on Sunday? No. I'd like to think we have a chance.
Stranger things have happened.
With this coaching staff, I think we got a shot against anyone.
Yeah. Well, goal number 1 complete. They're going to the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, they're
going to the playoffs. The Giants, the New York Giants, going to the playoffs.
My shitty Giants, are going to the playoffs. Where players like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow and guys like a good Tom Brady.
Yeah,
where those guys play.
After the season
Giants.
Is over. Yes.
My shitty Giants.
Yes.
Going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That is really hard to wrap my head around. Obviously, I'm excited about a lot of other games happening this week. Tennessee, Jacksonville, I'm excited. I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. Granted, you can check tape. I wasn't the biggest fan of his going into the draft.
Sure, but he's...
Although the guy, I honestly peddled Zach Wilson a lot. Yeah, that's my... I really liked Zach Wilson. Although that point about the silver spoon theory, that was something that I believed going in. It's like, this guy really looks like he sees adversity. He's going to...
Yeah. But yeah, good on Trevor Lawrence, man. Couple years and...
Hey, well, 1 year removed. Urban Meyer's not his head coach. Doug Pearson's done a fine job over there.
Yeah.
That's for the division.
Yeah.
In Duval.
Yeah. So
I'm excited. I am very excited to watch how this set of games will pan out. Baltimore, Cincinnati. I'm excited to see that.
Yep. Should be good. Congratulations, Tom Brady, for reaching the playoffs yet again.
God damn it!
Come on,
No, I'm not congratulating him. Good, you did what was expected of you.
Sure.
Done.
8-8.
With 8 wins, you made it to the playoffs. Congrats.
And
congrats, you lucked into playing in the NFC South. Get the hell out of here. No, I am not doing this again. No, not with Brady. No, I'm tired of it. And we know he's going to make a run. We know this.
This is what Tom Brady
And then we're going to have to go on this show. We're going to have to talk about how much we respect him and how much we need to value greatness in sports and how much we respect Tom Brady and how great he is.
Then we bet against him.
Because we have to. I'm not betting against Brady again. No.
Every time
I said before the season, my preseason Super Bowl pick was Tampa Bay. Because Brady retired and unretired. He has a sick, morbid motivation this year.
Yes.
You can see his skull whenever he speaks during a presser. That is how much his face is shriveled up. He looks like Emperor Palpatine with really nice hair. The guy left his family, except for posting a really weird picture of him and his 13-year-old son.
He loves his kids.
Yes, he loves his kids, but if I was 13 years old and my dad, who happens to be one of the most popular people on the planet, posts a picture of him kissing me behind, like, on my neck.
Yes.
Giving me a hickey while I was sitting on his lap while I was 13 years old. Do you have any idea how many of his friends or the people at his school have to be ripping on him right now? Imagine how horrifically bullied Tom Brady's kid has to be. Although he doesn't really care. He's coming home.
No.
Like his father
to
is
his
the
mansion
greatest, this is the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah, and yes, and basically those kids have whatever
I'm sure a bunch of his friends I'm sure a bunch of people have become friends with him after Giselle got divorced because it's like, maybe I might have a shot with Brady's mom.
Good luck, guys.
Like pull a Zach Wilson.
Good.
Brady's mom has
got it going on.
She's all I need.
On. Brady, can't you see? It's not for me. Yeah.
I'm shocked that song came out in like the early 2000s.
I was Fonzo Wayne. They're from New Jersey.
Really? They're from Jersey?
Yeah.
There are a lot of notable people from Jersey.
Yes, there are. yes. Why, yes, there are. So, week 18, still something to play for, still something to watch. Some things coming down to the wire. I love it. But most importantly, for this show, the Giants are going to the playoffs.
They are.
Congratulations.
They're in.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
I think maybe before the season started, you were hoping for 500.
I was hoping. Again, my ceiling, talking about clinch scenarios on Christmas Eve. We talked a lot of scenarios on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We did a lot of talking about that. And now, like, sure, it was like a dream. I was thinking, I was like, maybe Dable, maybe this guy, maybe he can do it. And then, sure enough, he did it.
He did.
I just want to see the Giants modernize.
I think they did. I think they've accomplished that. So, and I
have entered the 21st century of the NFL, or they've entered the 2020s at least.
I love Daboll. So I'm celebrating when they clinched. I love seeing that. It was
They did the Gatorade math, like Todd Warden, Julian Love. They dumped the
So it was blue, right? Was it blue Gatorade? Giants blue. Okay, all right.
Maybe
I love
it. Was blue. I didn't catch the color.
I'll see if I can find it.
And maybe, God willing, we're going to be back here for the Super Bowl special, talking about the New York Football Giants in the Super Bowl.
Oh, can you imagine that? I can't imagine that. However, it could happen. It could happen. And it was purple. Close enough.
Gatorade.
Close enough.
I'm not crazy about the purple Gatorade.
Oh, I like grape anything.
I used to be crazy about like grape juice.
Yeah,
but
grape anything. Which we have the bucket of Bazooka up here, which I once didn't add for. They're bringing their vintage grape flavor back, so we're gonna get some. Damn. We're gonna get some of that in here for sure. So we will get some. Grape.
I've had like grape. I think I've had like grape Fanta before. I'm not super crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's not even grape. It's just purple. Like purple's its own flavor. So
purple.
That artificial purple.
Flavor. Artificial purple. What's your favorite fruit? Purple.
Purple. That's not a fruit. Yes, it is.
Purple's a fruit.
Purple's a fruit. Yes, for sure.
I mean, people talk about like purple drink.
Yeah.
Where it's like cough medicine, like lean, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I am. Wow. All right. Meaningful football in late January, going into February. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude. This is gonna be nice.
I truly hope the Giants go far.
We're going to have one more show to really talk about the playoff game in depth before I go back to school.
Yeah.
I still got
Yeah,
So
we got 2 or 3 more shows left. So by my count,
we have one more show
this
left
week,
after
next week.
this.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about that game in depth. We haven't even gotten anything else. We've been rambling for about an hour about the Giants. I mean,
yeah, well, deservedly so.
like, do we?
Deservedly so.
Do we want to talk?
Well,
I don't want to talk about the Devils. It's just the same thing.
All right. Well, real quick, college bowl games. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Michigan got taken
I forgot
out.
to talk about that last week. That Michigan was in the playoff.
Yeah. Listen, you can't give up 51 points and expect to win.
First I'm sorry to rub the salt in the wound, but like first Big 12 team to win a college football.
Yeah, listen, TCU, they played great. I can't.
Dude, TCU.
I gotta give it to them. They played great. 2 pick sixes.
It's huge for the Big 12 as well.
Yeah, and
It's like the Big 12 was always the fill-in spot to get annihilated by whoever, but
yeah, and honestly, that stupid trick play on the first drive for Michigan, it killed them. They should have scored on.
I didn't really pay that much attention to both games, which sucks because they
were great games.
They were amazing games. Did the Ohio State kicker miss that field goal as the clock struck midnight?
Yes, he did.
I've heard people call it the midnight miss.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad miss too, but
yeah. So I mean,
but listen,
hey, that must have felt kind of cathartic after Michigan losing.
You know what? I would have loved to have seen a rematch. That was the ultimate goal. It would have been nice to see a rematch.
I'm shocked that the NCAA didn't rig it for a Michigan-Ohio State national championship.
I am surprised as well. The Michigan, couple controversial plays. The butt being down. Was he down on the 1 yard line when he? Was there a targeting penalty as the clock expired? Which would have given him a first down at the end. I don't know. Listen, in the end, you can't give up 51 points and win. But they almost pulled it off though. They almost pulled it off. It was a great game.
J.J. McCarthy had a couple of really bad picks.
He did. They were pretty bad. And hats off to TCU. But yeah, you're right. Had Ohio State moved on and beaten Georgia, jeez, man, that it made the day feel just a little bit better, a little bit better. Yeah,
because misery loves company.
Sure.
Like nobody could talk shit about anybody.
Sure. However, it would have been really great to see a rematch for the national championship.
A Michigan-Ohio State national championship would have been the biggest national championship.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, I
mean, maybe. Although Texas USC in the Vince Young years, that was big.
Yeah.
That was like one of the greatest football games ever.
Yeah. And I think Michigan would have won that rematch, but I think it would have been a great game, but we'll never know. And
Michigan was a flat out better team than Ohio State.
Yeah.
This year.
And now there's speculation.
Although sure the receiver, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever drafts him next year, the year after this draft.
Yeah.
After this draft, the next one. That is where Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be drafted.
Yeah. And then there's speculation that if Harbaugh gets an NFL offer, he's going to bolt.
No. He said no.
He said no?
But again,
we'll see. We'll see
how valuable that is.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he's definitely...
We have seen coaches give the vote of confidence before.
Yes. And then see you later. Yeah. I think he's redeemed himself last 2 years. So,
although the next narrative on Harbaugh is can he win the big one?
Well,
he's beaten Ohio State, but can he win the big one in the playoff after Ohio State?
Yeah. So far, not so good.
No.
So far, no. So far, no. But yeah, great games though, man. Great games.
Michigan played Georgia last year, right? And they
got creamed. Yes.
Yeah, they got thoroughly.
They got their asses handed to them. Yes. Yeah.
Overall, college football, big year for parity.
Yep, absolutely.
Alabama wasn't in it for once in my life.
Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that.
I was so happy that Alabama wasn't in it.
Well, talk about the Devils per se, but did you watch the Winter Classic? It was great, man.
I didn't watch them.
There's something about that game, man. I don't care who's playing. It's awesome. It's riveting. There's somehow outdoor hockey, man.
Also, next year, I'm sorry. The fact that it's Vegas and Seattle next year for the Winter Classic.
Yes.
Come on. The Devils have to be put in play for it at some point in the near future. At some point, the Devils have to play in a Winter Classic. I'm sick and tired of being told, it's for older franchises.
No.
Original six.
No.
First expansion. No.
No.
The Dallas Stars and Nashville Predators played in the Winter Classic.
Come on.
The Seattle Kraken and Vegas Golden Knights are playing in a Winter Classic.
When has New Jersey ever gotten any respect?
They got
Never.
They got a Stadium Series game. First Stadium Series. Devils Rangers at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, we know how that one turned out.
Right.
We were up 3-1 in the first period.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, but
if the Devils make a playoff run at some point in the near future, they're going to
I think they'll get yes. Yeah. Hopefully starting with this year.
I don't think it's happening this year. I'm going to be straight up. This team has lost too many games and we know how this ends.
It's still early, but that's not necessarily a good thing. But
I mean, the Metro, it's a
tough division.
I
Holy
hate playing this division.
And everyone's catching up now. We had such a pretty decent cushion for a little bit, but losing.
We started losing instead of our
losing 9 or 10 or whatever.
Carolina
that
started winning, the Rangers started winning, the Islanders kept winning.
Yeah. Well, listen, it wasn't all bad. They beat the Pens.
In Pittsburgh. That's
beat them pretty convincingly.
And honestly,
it was a great game.
That loss against Carolina doesn't piss me off that much.
It pissed me off in as much as they outplayed them. I feel like they outplayed them.
In every game, we outplay
right
who we're playing. In every game, we outplay the team we're playing.
Yeah.
Because that's just how this team is. The sheer amount, the volume, the shot generation. This team is really good at bombarding the opposing team with shots.
Yes.
That's regardless of quality, which I'll get to that, dude. The shot quality on this team is god-awful.
Yeah, I mean, when you got 48 shots on goal and only one goes in, yes, absolutely.
I see, I'm in this Discord, the Brat Pack Discord server, which, by the way, I am not very liked in there because I'm honest.
Listen, they don't like anybody, so don't feel bad. Don't feel too bad.
No, but the Brat Pack, I love the Brat Pack.
Yeah.
It's I am a avid member of the Brat Pack.
Look at Severson, man. 30 minutes time on ice, dude. 30 minutes.
I'm not falling for the Damon Severson trick again. No.
All right, but
I am sick and tired of hearing about Damon Severson.
You gotta give it up for it.
Get him off my team. I do not care. The World Juniors just ended. Bring Simone Nemec.
Yes, I agree with that.
Which, by the way, Nemec had a pretty good World Juniors.
He did.
The World Juniors, they're still going on. The U.S., I believe, is in the semi. The Luke Hughes led.
Yes.
The Luke Hughes captained.
Yeah.
USA in the World Juniors.
Yeah.
They're on the semifinal. They beat, I believe, in the quarters. I think they beat Finland, which that's big.
They're a powerhouse.
That's a huge, in international hockey, Finland they always give us a hard time.
Yeah.
I haven't been paying that much attention to the World Juniors.
Yeah. Canada won the other day. Freaking Connor Bedard, man, is like a freaking video game.
All I'm saying is that if we lose enough down this stretch, I know this team can lose.
Sure.
They
excel at it at times.
If we get in a place where we have an outside shot at the draft lottery. As we know, the lottery gods, they like us.
Yes, they do.
Last year, we jumped up to number 2.
Yes.
To get Simone Nemec.
Yes.
We got Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier from the draft lottery.
Yes.
So...
And yeah.
Maybe the hockey gods can shine on us some more. Maybe if we stay the course, if we keep losing.
Okay.
We can stay the course. We keep losing the games that we've been losing. And we can have a legit shot at winning the draft lottery and
drafting Connor Bedard. Probably not happening.
Yeah, it sucks. This team wins too early.
Probably not happening.
This team wins early, and they don't stop winning, which sucks.
Yeah. And I mean, the Carolina game lost in the shootout. There's no one can bury that puck one on one on this team. Again, we sound like a broken record, but I do miss the days of Zach Parise, Kovalchuk.
Oh boy, tonight
Eliash.
Tonight the U.S. is playing Canada in the semis.
This should be a good game.
Oh no, we're losing. Oh, dude, Luke Hughes against Connor Bedard.
Dude,
we're gonna get Bedarded.
Yes. That's gonna be a tough matchup, and
that's what's gonna happen. Connor Bedard is gonna beat us. Connor Bedard. That's all I need to say. Connor Bedard.
And Devils are at the Red Wings tonight.
Should be a winnable game.
Yeah.
No problem.
Theoretically,
yes.
Theoretically.
Last time we were in Detroit, we really handled them.
Yes.
Granted, that was with Andre Palat, Nate Bastian, and John Marino.
I believe that was when Palat got injured. Correct? Was that the game?
I don't know.
Okay. Which he's been ramping up his recovery. Should be back soon, hopefully, and thank God. Could use him.
Do we need Nate Bastian back? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know
what. No update on Bastian.
Why?
No update.
He had such an impact on this team, but he did.
Yep. No update on
random fourth liner goes down, and then the whole team just doesn't stop losing for whatever god awful reason.
Yeah. Well, at least Ryan Graves is back. So
yeah, Ryan Graves being back. But what's Ryan Graves without John Marino? Ryan Graves is on a pairing with Damon Severson. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. Gross. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired of seeing all Mackenzie Blackwood just going out there and just, for some reason, he just gets chance after chance after chance after chance. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Get him gone. Akira Schmid is sitting in Utica right now.
He is.
Why do they love Blackwood so much? I don't understand.
I don't know that for sure.
He had a good year a couple years ago. He sucks now. But again, like I've said on here, hockey GMs are idiots. They have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hockey GMs are some of the dumbest executives in sports.
For sure. And we love them still. So, at home, St. Louis tomorrow. Rangers come to town on Saturday.
No, that's a home game for the Rangers, let's be honest. The Rock is going to be the Garden. Given the trends of both of these teams, that's going to be the Garden on Saturday.
And then the
Rangers are going to kill us.
Then they go back to Carolina.
Then they go back there for a loss.
Tough.
And then
the West Coast.
The West Coast road trip, including Seattle, which that's.
Yeah, not an easy month by any means. So
and then
hopefully,
Vegas, my God.
Hopefully they can hold it together.
That is a stretch of time where we play some bad. We play Anaheim. Okay, Detroit and St. Louis should be. If we have to get 4 points in this stretch. Like in these two games, we need 4 points.
4?
We need 2 wins here.
I'll take 4. Five would be even nicer, but
if you're a good team, you take these next 2 games. No questions asked.
Yes.
No questions asked. You go into Detroit, if you're the better team, you go in there, you win. Against St. Louis, at home, you win. Yep. Especially with St. Louis is down Ryan O'Reilly and Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yeah. So should take
Which
that
again,
one.
Jordan Kyrou, he's still there and he's a threat, but and Robert Thomas, yeah, sure, that's a couple of really good forwards, but if you're the better team, you take care of business against these two teams.
Agreed.
And then the Rangers and Hurricanes, you're losing. Anaheim, you should win in Anaheim. Anaheim's terrible.
Right. Kings, Kraken.
Kings and Sharks, you should win that. Seattle, I don't know what the hell Seattle is.
It could go either way. So
Pittsburgh at home, I'd say you should beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Vegas at home, I don't know what the hell happens with that.
Right. And then Nashville and Dallas, and
Nashville, you should beat Nashville.
That'll finish out the month, my friends. So hopefully they can kill.
Although Nashville, for some reason, with John Hines, Nashville just doesn't lose to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I hate because, dude, last game, that was when it all started. We had
Yeah.
lead with 8 seconds
Yeah,
left.
that. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Then the in the Islander game too, but yeah. Well, at least they're still in it at this point. Because last year they were they were not good at this time last year. So yeah, it was a fast fall around this time.
Fast fall right here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, they got 3 points out of those last 2 games, so
no, hey, it's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you can't beat Carolina, then that's going to be an issue once you're eventually competing.
Right.
Once you're eventually looking ahead to beating those teams, that's if you have trouble with Carolina, there's going to be a big problem. You have a way bigger problem than being able to just handle your business and make it to the playoffs. If you're going to be in the Eastern Conference playoffs, the chances are you are going to run into Carolina a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As of right now, if this holds. If this holds, the Devils would play the Rangers in round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
If this were to hold. My God.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment.
So the Rangers are going to take second in the division on Saturday. That is what I am. By Saturday, they're going to be second in the division.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting picture out there. So
Carolina just doesn't lose, although they lost to the Rangers last night. So
yeah,
God.
Yeah. Well, Winter Classic was good, so I'm thinking about going next year. It'll be in Seattle. I don't know how or when, but I would love to.
Sleet? No.
I was watching. I was at home watching this year. I was like, man, I got to go at some. We got to go at some point.
If the Devils are ever in the Winter Classic,
right?
If the Devils are ever in the Winter Classic, I'll probably end up going.
Yeah.
It'll be at Met Stadium. Although it's too warm this time of year.
It is too warm.
It's too warm.
Yeah, it was 50 degrees here that day, 55. So, yeah, I don't know wherever they put it. Yeah, hopefully we're not freezing our asses off like that Minnesota one. Was that last year when it was 20 below or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in a Stadium Series game or something.
Yeah.
Or was it the Winter Classic? I think it was.
That was the Winter Classic for sure. Yeah. I have that. I have the jersey around here somewhere. So.
Yeah.
So I thought it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
So. Right on. All right. You got anything else to get off your chest this week?
Let me have a look here.
I hit all the random stuff I had this week. So.
Let's have a look.
And yeah, I'm glad you got this nice long break too. This is great. Got in, getting 4 episodes. It's awesome. And yeah, this is how I spent my winter break. This new logo over here.
It's a great logo.
I was inspired. So.
Yes. Hell of a logo.
Yeah, don't know if you've noticed the subtleties here, but that is the blue color matches a certain baseball team. Those may or may not be pinstripes in the background. So little touches, little subtle touches for you, my friend.
Pinstripes there,
yeah, you know. So.
Did you see that some guy hacked Jack Curry's account and used it to promote stupid things?
I saw that. Yeah.
That's how I'm like. I'm sorry. You hack Jack Curry's account, and your first instinct isn't to say that Brian Reynolds got traded to the Yankees and send the entire app into a tailspin.
Yeah, if you're gonna troll and hack into an account, that
he used it to promote an album.
Oh well,
it's some shitty rapper.
Sort of selfish.
Who had such a stupid
selfish greeting.
He posted a selfie where he had the weirdest looking haircut. I'm like, dude, get off.
Yeah.
Get off the machine, bro.
Yeah.
Stop cooking.
Yeah. Carlos Correa is still out there swinging in the wind, by the way.
Yeah,
or
everyone's just
swinging on an ankle tendon. I don't know, however you want to put it. So it's we'll see. I'm sure they'll work something out. Definitely not going to be the initial offer. So, but my guess is they probably put some stipulations in there.
Yeah,
like some serious stipulations.
Team
Options, escape clauses in the case of injury, long-term injury.
Gotta put an annuity in there.
Yep. Yeah,
Gotta put the
sure.
Bobby Bonilla annuity.
Another one.
Gotta put that annuity.
Sure.
What? But hey, it was a smart financial decision for the Mets.
In the end,
I'm not gonna fault the Mets for that contract. Sure, it's hilarious, but
I'll fault that. Was it the Wilpons that made that deal? Or?
Because they were in. Of course, they were the only MLB owners who had ties to Bernie Madoff.
Yes, they did. Of course. So.
It's because of course they did.
Of course.
Why wouldn't they?
Because they're the Mets. Because they're the Mets.
Yeah, they're the Mets.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, we've hit everything.
Yeah. So again, prayers to DeMar.
Prayers to DeMar Hamlin
for sure.
I'm gonna...
of Bills number 3, and we got some good playoffs ahead of us. So as always, I'll be watching, and I'm curious to see how it plays out, my friends. Curious to see how it plays out. For sure. Anything?
I'm
Okay.
looking for news on DeMar Hamlin, but
I mean, I think
nothing.
Not gonna get too many updates until something happens.
All right. So.
All right.
Anyways, from Ming Chen and the Shared Universe Podcast Studio, I am Cameron Woolley. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and as always, stay classy, New Jersey.